Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the grand final of the Infinitude series number 3, where we will be seeing Sig, who we've just been seeing beating Mustaflug with a 4-1 series, and they will be taking it up against seed number 1 Carryo. And like I said, it will be the toughest challenge of them yet. We have a little bit of a caster switch because we have to say goodbye to Blue Wolf, and we are saying, well, hello to our lovely Scottman. Faded, welcome.
Thank you, Dennis. And I wasn't expecting to be in the booth today, but one of our great friends, Mikey, has apparently fallen asleep and failed to wake up in time,
Oh.
which is rather unfortunate. And it's a bit devastating, honestly, because we do love some Mikey casting. We do love the sassy stuff, constantly roasting everyone, which would be absolutely perfect in a scenario like this. But nonetheless, I guess I'll be here. But yes, I was sitting there watching that last series, and I must say it was an exciting one. But Sick ended up taking full control of that, and now they find themselves here in the finals, Dennis. Of course, Carryo, I had the displeasure, you could say, of playing against them earlier, and they seem to be on a hot streak right now. And for Sick, it's going to be a tough challenge, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at the roster, I mean, yeah, there's nothing to say then. That is just a really solid roster. Choke, Carryo, and Esberg. Of course, we know them all three from from previous ECC seasons or just the bubble scene in general. So yeah, nothing to say about those guys. They're definitely a really good roster. Just says something that they are seed number 1, and they're just a really solid team. So yeah, really big challenge for Sig, but maybe Sig, the new team, a new pickup team, they played very well. They made it all the way to the finals. So yeah, it would be a really good thing to see. I think they're going into this series being the underdogs of this grand final. But yeah, it would be really good to see them actually, taking this series, being a completely new roster. Yeah, maybe never really played with each other. And maybe it's just working out so well that they're going to take this Infinitude series. Probably, I wouldn't put my prediction on it on them. I would probably still bet my money on Carryo. But definitely, I think Sig, you shouldn't underestimate them. I think it's going to be a game 6 victory there for Carryo.
Game 6, yeah, I would agree with that sentiment actually. Sick, they've shown their potential in this, and I know X and Devs have had a lot of experience with each other, and playing with J-Weights for this tournament, they've shown their worth. But the question is, can you do it against the side of Carryo, Choke, and Esberg? Of course, also Carryo and Choke actually being AGO, they more recently teamed with Penny actually. But now, of course, there's tryouts going on after the recent TL season. So coming on Esberg, a fellow Norwegian of jokes, it's a interesting lineup change to say the least. So yeah, I would agree. A game 6 to Carryo would be a reasonable scoreline. But yeah, you cannot count out a side like Sick, because they are pretty sick actually. And honestly, I don't know why I said it, because I was just sitting streaming and I was getting sick of all the sick puns being made by Blue Wolf, but nonetheless, I must say, yeah, solid team all around. So I believe maybe Sick could pull this to a 7th, maybe the win, but I'm not so convinced at this rate, Dennis.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's we have seen Sig playing pretty well last series, of course. I think what worked really well for them, definitely in the earlier games, is just the counter attack play and being very structured, not letting any goal in. I think Blue Wolf mentioned that or that they had an 11-minute streak without conceding any single goal. I think that's not going to be possible against a team like this. I think at some point a goal will fall, even though your defense might be very good. I think still playing against a team like Choke, Carryo, and Esberg is just too big of a challenge to stay alive really in 11 minutes without conceding any single goal. So I think something needs to change in their play style. They can't just sit in defense and just go for the counter attack, because I think, it's going to be really, really hard to counter attack these guys. I think really some creativity needs to come out, some input passes. We have seen that from them in the last series. Some really good input passes. Definitely, I think it was in game number 4 where they put out some really, really good input passes. And, some good creativity from J-Ways, for example, as well. And from Esk, two great, great players who have the mechanical abilities to maybe beat the defenders of Carryo, because something something needs to work against the Carryo's defense, because you can't just beat Carryo's defense with just, long shots or something like that. You need to have some creativity in your offenses. And if they don't have that, I can't really see them taking this victory. But yeah, we're just going to see SIG being the underdogs. They have nothing to lose in this series. And of course, if they win, they of course take that 100 euros prize pool. So yeah, they have something to play for. But if they don't win, they are a new team, nothing to be afraid of, and you're playing against a really good team either way. So yeah, we're just gonna see between these both sides who's going to take the victory. Carryo, being the favorites of this series, or will be SIG being underdogs and a new picked up roster.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we will just let the teams on their way because they're now ready to go. And so we will be getting things kicked off in the grand finals of the 3rd iteration of the Infinitude series, and really can't wait to see how this one will turn out. So here we go, the players joining onto the field to gear up for this, and we are underway with game 1 of the series here, and a kick-off. Carryo and S will be doing battle there. Esper trying to get into the ground early. It's touchdown into J-Waits. The technical flick takes it under 1. Could be taken out to the side by Choke. Now Esk going high with this, onto the backboard. Choke out to the side. Now going to be extended forward by Carryo. And now, speaking of which, putting it infield to Choke, onto the backboard again. Good read by Esk, and now going to be going back into Carryo, who goes for an early shot. J-Waits to get it out. Now Esk on the counter attack. We were talking about their counter attack ability, and on their first one of the game, they will be able to score. Esk by himself will take the leads.
Well, yeah, I mentioned that, counterattacks do not really work against a side like this, against Carryo, but the first chance of the game, the first chance of the whole series actually, is pretty much a counterattack, and as well just slot it in. A really good flick, to be honest, in a 1-for-1 situation. Defeated the defender really, really well, as you saw. I think it was Carryo going for a demo there on goal on J-Wit. J-Wit's avoiding the demo, making sure to get the save there, but an early lead there for SIG, just like we saw in the very first series, actually in the semi-finals. In the end, they won that series after all, so maybe we see a little bit of a pattern coming up now.
Yeah, indeed, that's the case. 1 minute gone, as we now see Esk trying to dribble this one out, but Carryo not having any of it, and really a side of Carryo that wants to respond here, as we are seeing Esper now trying to cause some disruption in the opposition's defense. It is sent off the stealing, definitely chipping it high. Now here comes Carryo attempting a shot. J-Waits with a save. Carryo now whipping one back into the box, but inevitably going to turn over possession. Now a demo coming through. It will be Esk up against Carryo in the skies. Esper down, having to touch it. Does the lady attack slightly now? Choke in position into the corner. Now it is a chance for Des to the centre, but we won't get to Esper now. Take it out, going for the flip reset, and it does go against the back wall. Des cutting in to get it away now. Double commit on the side of Carryo, but won't matter since it was awkward defending coming out from SIG. Now they're looking to push up once again. 2 minutes in, still 1-0 to SIG, but as you can see now, Carryo starting to gain more ground in this game, as now on defense they will be able to get the clear out. But I think it could be almost like how SIG were in the previous games. They get that first goal and they can maybe hold on to it for the rest of the game, but not Choke has anything to say about it. Off the post, it goes wide.
Yeah, we see some great offenses coming out of Carryo though. After that first goal of SIG, we have seen some offenses coming out of the Carryo team, and it's a little bit unfortunate. Some of them didn't go in, but there's still half time left. I think definitely SIG, they need to score at least one more, because I can't see Carryo scoring still in this game number 1. They had the chances already, some very, very close chances that actually nearly got in, but every time it was just not enough. But if they keep pushing for that, then definitely I can see them taking a goal here. And well, there it comes. Choke will just get it in. It was just waiting there for the first of Carryo, equalizing here in this game number 1. Just past half time, and now again SIG, under a little bit of pressure, because it's pretty much beat all Carryo after the first goal of SIG.
Yeah, it was a fantastic pass by Carryo as well. Just whacking it off the wall into choke. He was ready and waiting. And really, J-Wait's caught napping there. And choke managed to find that top corner. And so all tied up in game 1 as it is now. It's like trying to get something going off the kickoff. Esper not having any of it. It will be J-Wait's into the center. Get to 50-50 with Carryo. And now trying to maintain possession. Here comes a follow-up from the FC. It will be Esper to side. Esk into the corner. Now Choke is going to try and pass this one up the field. What can he do with it? Still got the ball going for the flick. Oh, Choke, you absolute beast. Puts his team into the lead just like that.
Yeah, all by himself. Takes it on the wall, gets it down, but then the flick after, just perfect flick. Over 100 kph, 101 actually, and that has been a very, very good goal by him. And you know, he didn't really need any of his teammates, he just got it on the wall, got it down on the ground. No one really challenged that from Sig, and at the moment Sig wanted to challenge out of goal, it was Choke already being a step before them, before the defenders of Sig, getting a great flick in and putting Carryo in the lead. And you know, I've said it's Sig, they need to score at least one more, or they need to score now at least 2 more to still win this game number 1.
Yeah, that is really as simple as that. Now it is Choke and Esper trying to make something out of that. Carryo maintaining the pressure. S now under pressure from Esper it was, but it will be taken to the side. Dempsey now trying to find an infield pass, but Carryo ready and waiting. J-Wits now backs off from this. There's a bump onto S. It could be disastrous, and it will do, as there is no save. What on earth happened here, Dennis?
Yeah, J-Wait's tried to take control, but J-Wait's pretty much straight after, in his flick, tried to go for the 100 boost. Flicks into Esk actually, both losing their momentum, and well, then Dempsey was like, yeah, but guys, I'm the last defender, what am I supposed to do with? And yeah, well, Choke just gets his hat-trick, just like that, 1 minute to go. Now it is a really, really hard task, because I haven't really seen Sig in the offense after that single goal they put in after pretty much, 30 seconds in this game number 1. Pretty much the same as happened in the semi-finals, to be honest. In the semi-finals we have seen Sig getting into the lead, but then, they still lost that game with 3-1, and now, of course, it's also 3-1, still 40 seconds remaining, though. But in the end, we saw Sig winning that series with 4-1. So, it's only game number 1 in this grand final. I think this is going to be the 4-1, right? Yeah, it's going to be the 4-1. It will be Esper just getting into the open now. But Sig, I think they just need to get a heads up high. It's only game number 1. Game number 2 is on the way, and I think game number 2, complete reset is what's needed for these, or for the Sig team, and maybe they still have a chance to beat this Carryo team. But Carryo so far, they have been phenomenal. They have been starting out this series really, really well and really consistent as well.
Yeah, absolutely the case. There could be 5 there yet. The bait kickup not working for the side of Sig, and respectfully trying something to get back into the game, but. Now, we definitely done and dusted, but I mean, to allude to what you were saying there, Dennis, Sig, yeah, they got that first goal, but after that, you just seem to, let their foot off the gas a bit and allow Carryo to get themselves into the game and eventually just run away with it. And, now with a 5-1 scoreline, up until the halfway mark, it was looking relatively even, but after that, it's been all Carryo, so. For the side of Sig, in this next game, they've got to come out the gate strong and swinging, and that'll help them bring themselves back into the series. But it's a best of 7, long road ahead as Carryo is going to take away now a 6-1 victory as Carryo going to slot the final goal in there, Dennis. So 6-1, pretty dominant scoreline in the end, but still there are signs of life out for the Sig side.
Yeah, well, 6-1 is. Quite remarkable, definitely, when you see that those Sig have been in the lead, actually, having made that first goal, but after they just conceded 6 times in a row. Choke scoring 4 goals as well. He's been doing really, really great in this game. But like you said, it is only game number 1, and game number 2 could be completely different. Also, last series we saw Sig coming back from lose the first game to winning 4-1 in that series to progress, of course, to the grand final where they are playing right now. So definitely everything is still possible in this series. Everything is still possible in this best of 7 series. But yeah, they can't just chill in that chair. They really need to put in everything they got to beat this side. They are the underdogs. They know that, but they also know they have the ability, possibly the potential to still win this series. They are not here in the final for nothing. They want to take that prize of 100 euros home. And, they can do it, but, definitely they need a better performance than they've just done in game number 1.
Yeah, indeed, it's going to take a huge performance now from Sig. A massive response is needed as they find themselves in their own half to begin with. But Esk doing a great job to actually keep their scoring opportunity away there for Carryo, as Esberg attempting to go on his own for that one, but now it's hit past choke. Carryo now can put into midfield, but again, good bump from J-Waits that allows S to come in for that one as well. So now J-Waits having an opportunity of his own. I think he wanted that flip reset, but unable to do much with it. Now double commit for the side of second. Now Choke looking to go for a fast counter attack, but S being a real pain in the bum there as now it's a flick from Choke, but easy save for Devsey. Now Esberg tapping to the side, back to Choke. Carryo waiting back for this. S going past it, and now Carryo down into his teammate, but not going to amend anything there. Esberg now diving in for this one. Devsey having JB to work with on the side. And now Carryo, big challenge there. Now take up the side wall. Esberg actually missing that one now. Will be S, gets the neutral 50-50, but Carryo up into Choke. Can he get the touch? No, he does miss it. And now J-Waits can't get that touch there, but this first minute still pretty much Carryo's game, really. They've got all the pressure here, but Sig have done a decent job at least to deny some of the chances that Carryo have had, and now they're looking to break out of their half once again here.
Yeah, Carryo desperately looking for that first goal of this game number 2, but Sig's defense holding very strong, to be honest. No goal conceded at all. Well, we all seen 3 saves at the side of Sig already in the first 2 minutes of the game, but offense keep on going for Carryo, and you know, Sig, they can't just take in defense all the time. Like I mentioned, you know, you can, you know, maybe go for the counter-attack against weaker teams, but it's not really gonna work against teams like this. In the end, you know, the rotations are just better for a team like this. You can't just pass them that easily, and they need to really get out of the half rather soon than later. They can't just keep Carryo letting them shoot on their net. So, you know, I'm just waiting for Sig, you know, to get out of the box and trying to, you know, create something in the offense. But so far, it's really them being in defense, being pressured pretty much all game long. And again, really waiting for Carryo to get the first goal of this game number 2.
Yeah, and you know, whilst the defensive Sig has held up well, like they are struggling to find a way out of their halves, and you know, they tried a lot of things, you know, but really the thing they've been trying the most is those long clears. But the thing is just the way that Carryo positions, they've always got that man holding back and is able to collect the ball and take it upfield again, so they have to find control and get those touches to each other to get more of those clears. And J-Waits having a chance to do that, but he needs to watch out for Esberg. Does win the 50-50. Again, Choke very quick to follow up that one. As now, it will be S to come in for this one. It hits it out to the side. Here comes Choke again. Knows a bit of space, but his first touch isn't great. He recovers decently from it, well enough to keep a shot from coming in. Now Carryo take this one to the skies. He's going to look for this flip reset. Bet you know he's going to continue with the dribble. Double commit for the side of Carryo. That could be very dangerous had a Sig member been up for that, but still the pressure's on. This one going to be a zipping volley here. Esberg with the shot. It is saved with 90 seconds to go. It is still Sig really unable to find a chance even in this game, as they're still struggling to get themselves out of their own half.
Yeah, you could just feel the struggle from Sig. One time they're gonna crumble. Is it this time? It is not. And it's now Devsey trying to create the first offense for Sig in this game number 2. But again, it's going to be cleared out all the way to the other side by Esberg. And really, you could just feel the struggle here from Sig. They're just so hard trying to get the ball to the other side. But every time, they just can't get past the the midway line. And you know, that has to be so frustrating for the Sig players, because they're just trying so hard, but you know, every time they just get denied by a Carryo player. Now maybe one time they can get out, but you know, it's still goalless. It's still it's all equalized, so definitely there's still a chance there for Sig. Maybe just out of one counter attack. We just saw a double commit coming out of Carryo's defenders where there was no third man in net, but you know, maybe that are just a little mistake Sig needs to hope for, because you know, any other possibility I don't really see, because they're just struggling so much to get even out of their own half, let alone go to the goal of Carryo.
Yeah, absolutely. We were talking about how they like to play a counter-attacking play style earlier. Well, you've got to really hope that they're going to make a mistake, because really Carryo have been more or less flawless in this match. It's just the finishing ability hasn't really been there. And I think now it is a chance. And you're talking about the counter-attack, and it is here with 8 seconds to go. Dennis J-Waits, the go-ahead goal, and finally, after the whole game, 5 minutes of Rocket League, Sig get themselves on the board.
Yeah, they've crumbled 5 minutes under the pressure of Carryo, shot off the shot being saved by the Sig defenders, and then the first single shot from Sig instantly gets in. That's what I've mentioned, you know, they just need to hope for a single mistake there from Carryo. Maybe a double commit, maybe even a triple commit. That's what you gotta hope for. And that's exactly what happened. The double commit coming out of the defense of Carryo, and Sig taking the big benefit out of that, scoring the first and only goal of this game number 2. J-Rates will be really happy with that. It wasn't an open net because of the double commit. And well, we see Sig, you know, being very stuck in defense, but in the end, winning that game number 2. Very, very impressive from them.
Yeah, and I just want to point out the shooting statistics for this game. For Carryo, they had 9 shots, Sig 1. That's right, 1. And that really shows what, like, the story of that game was Sig. They had nothing going up until that one goal they had. They just took one counter-attack and bang, back in the game. And fair enough, they made it work in that game. But Dennis, like, there's no way they're going to make this consistently work, right? Because eventually that defense is going to crack. And really, you know, trying to play a counter-attacking style against a team like Carryo, who's incredibly good at maintaining pressure, like, it's just not a good long-term plan, is it?
Well, no, not really. You know, you can't just, you know, rely completely on the counter-attack. I have no idea, and I'm still very surprised how Carryo did not score in that entire game number 2, after having so many shots, so many offenses, and so many big chances as well. They couldn't just score, and then in the end, you know, one counter-attack from Sig secured the deal for them, for Sig actually. But, you know, Sig, they know they can't just keep doing this. The counter-attack method doesn't entirely consistently work against Carryo. Just like this, Carryo will get it in for Carryo, and you know, it only took 25 seconds for them this time, and now Sig actually needs to get in the offense much earlier than they did last game.
Absolutely, and you know, from that goal, Deathseed is unable to beat a drop down. It was a really nice touch from Esper. You know it's coming the backboard and no one can really get to it. And so, really, that's the best play he can make that situation. It worked out perfectly. But now here comes J-Waits with another flip reset. I don't think he got it, though. He's getting into the sense, though. Here comes Depsy for the shot. And there you have it, Dennis. He actually managed to, you know, create a goal here. And that is the fast response you're really wanting from them.
Yeah, J-Waits is struggling through all the defenders. I mean, I think the defenders thought J-Waits would have the flip reset. They waited a little bit, giving J-Waits a little bit of time, and then J-Waits somehow got it all the way to Defsy, and Defsy just slotted in. And you know, 40 seconds in this game number 3, and we see 2 goals already. Not both for the side of Carryo, but already an equalized score here. 40 seconds in this game number 3. Same score, of course, as we see in the series, 1 game each. And, you know, it's really everything to play for. Now, we have seen Sig, you know, having the ability to actually just score some proper goals, where not just a counter-attack, but actually having some pressure, actually taking the benefit out of that pressure, rewarding it into a goal. And really, that's something I want to see from Sig. Being the underdogs, fair enough. We have seen it in the last 2 games as well. But being able to score and maybe win this game number 3 as well. Well, of course, we're only still after the first minute and it's all equalized. But really, there's the chances, and definitely it's not as one-sided as in game number 2 anymore.
Yeah, definitely. You know, now Sig are starting to get themselves out of their own half as Troll tries to put one towards the net. But yeah, you're seeing Sig have actually managed to break out of the, you know, that slump they had where they were, you know, struggling to get themselves out of their own half, and now getting more consistent pressure on their opponents, which is really good to see. So now we can expect a more competitive series from here on out, as Esk really disrupting the midfield presence there for Carryo. Is now taking it across net. Demo coming out, and now here goes Dempsey trying to take it to the centre, but well read by Choke. They're going to try to follow it up, gets past Esk now. J-Waits misses that ball, and now it could be a chance developing for Carryo. It will be taken out. S now extending it forward. Good touch from Carryo. The follow-up is not there. And now Defsy having to cut in for this. Will be J-Waits tapping it forward. Has Shock to deal with. The pinch is there. S with a shot tries to the top right, but he just barely doesn't make it halfway to this game. 1-1 sum. Both these teams finding close chances. But now it's really a case of who can really slot it home first, as we do see Carryo now back on attack.
All time to go in this game, as we see Choke getting it all the way towards the goal of Sig and getting the lead here for Carryo. And I did not expect actually it would all go all the way in, but I think that little touch there over S completely put all the defenders off guard. Even J-Wade's waiting and goal being the backup there for S did not expect that touch from Choke. And Choke, we have seen him scoring 4 goals in game number 1. There he is again. You can just see the cost from Choke, and why we all see him as an incredibly skilled rugby player. And he just showed it again. And now it is sick, and they are again looking at a 1-goal deficit, not in favor of them, but they are at the losing end now.
Yeah, indeed. Choke for his skills, he has that pop-up potential, and he proves it once more there. And now it's Sick on the back foot. They got 2 minutes to go, but really got to find a goal here. That demo, though, could be big for the side of Sick, but Esk struggling for some boost here. And now Choke puts it in the field. J-Waits has a little bit of time. What can he do with this? Flicks it past Esberg. That's how they would now get to pass him as well. Now it's Choke who does slow it down. Esberg now delaying it again. Well played for Carryo. Now the infield pass into Esk. Now up the corner wall. Carryo up against Esk. It's a neutral 50-50. Now J-Wait's cutting in. Esberg blocking it again, but you see slowly and surely Sick are trying to advance their way into the opponent's territory. So Choke swiping it off of Esberg, now waiting for the centre. A great demo though. Carryo diving in, but now approach the 1 minute mark. Transition play from Sick into J-Waits. Now what a shot! Fantastic play from Sick, and nearly on the minute mark. What a way to get yourself back in it.
I saw that one going into the middle. J-Wade's waiting for the ball, perfectly timed the jump from it to go for the area, and then downside crossbar, top bins there, and that is just, if you go for a shot like that, you just hope it just ends up like that. Just going in on the side of the crossbar, nothing the defenders could do against it. It would be really sad if they concede right here. Definitely when J-Wade's missing it, but Defc will back him up to get the clear out, but definitely J-Wade's showing what he can. And it's really been 2 great goals. First from Choke, but now at the other side also from J-Wade's goals. All equalized here in this game number 3. All equalized in the series as well. 1 game each. It could go anyway. Not a dominant game anymore. And that is what we love to see in the grand finals.
Yeah, both these teams fairly even up now as we approach the final half minute of this game. J-Wade's flicking it past. Now here goes Esk. Oh, he was going for that angle. Defsy coming in. Not a great shot though, and Carryo having an easy clear. But now J-Wade's still keeping the pressure on. Can't get past Choke. Now here comes S, blocking it out again, but could prove to be dangerous. As Defsy, not the best on S, really needs to get to it. A double commit again for Carryo. Choke. He's a hold his nerve. He does do it. He at least delays in time. But now, final attack going over to Sick. What can they do? Defsy, no touch to be found. J-Waits off the side wall. Esper gets it, and this may well die. It's popped up once more. J-Waits up again, up against Choke. It may drop. Yes, it will. Overtime in game 3 now.
Golden goal here. Carryo against Sick, and you have seen a really good comeback there from Sick, of course, being 1 goal down both times, 2 times actually in this game. And oh, there's a little bit of a double commit there from the Carryo's defenders, and that's a hit there from Carryo he did not expect, didn't really want to make, but it's not really Sick being able to make the benefit out of that. But really, I can respect the effort from Sick. They're really trying. Definitely, I saw in the loss. Oh, that's really awful. That's gonna be in. Choke will just get it in. But I've really seen Sick just trying to get that win. Then just ends up like this. It's a little bit sad for them. But yeah, it is how it is. Esberg with a great pop-up for Choke, and Choke will just get it into the open net.
Yeah, absolutely. Defsy diving on that one. I mean, he had to make a decision there. So, yeah, it's unfortunate for Sick. But Carryo managing to win out that overtime was well played in the end to get that final goal. And so now it's actually fairly even in terms of gameplay there at the moment. Both of these matched up well. And you got to wonder what's it going to take for these teams to get, themselves a more convincing lead. Because now Carryo, they have the potential to go on to match point here. So what is it going to take for one of those teams to get a good grasp on this game now?
Well, I think really for Carryo is just really put in the chances you're having, because, well, of course, last game they had a lot of chances and they didn't really take it. In the end, it was actually Sick taking that game from them. But now Carryo, they still had few chances and they still could have, converted more into goals. But I think, that's really what will hold them back. And for Sick, well, I think they did really well, but I think really it has been pretty much a two man game for Sick. I think I've really seen J-Waits and Defsy popping off really trying their best. And I think Esk also really tried his best, but I haven't really seen much from him in the entire game. So I really want to see more from him because it's mainly been the two players, Defc and J-Wade, putting in the effort for Sig. Well, Esk was just more waiting back. So I really want to see a three-man team here from Sig to be able to beat this Carryo side. They need to, because of course otherwise Carryo, they have the potential now to go into match points, and definitely that's something Sig really wants to prevent.
Yeah, absolutely. So going into game 4 of this series, as Choke, oh, I missed that one. It could be an opportunity for S, not if Carryo can get the touch though. As J-Wade's into the middle, try to get to Destiny. Comes in now off the corner wall, can he make the read off? Just barely misses it. Now J-Wade's up for this. Good to get this one out. Now trying to potentially catch it. He can't make it though. Now Choke. If we get out to the side, pushing it forwards. It will be a touch for Carryo out now. Esk putting it to the side, Choke into the side wall, double tap, he will get it. Now Carryo, they're continuing with this, and it will be J-Wade to take it out again. Back foot from Carryo, Esberg. Now gonna get into the side, and FC gets that 50-50, and so opening minute. Bog standards, I must say, both the teams trying to now get this also opportunities, and that's Choke with a shooting chance. Esk diving across the net to get it out. Now Carryo, airdrop of him, Defsafe gonna get it away now.
Yeah, I'm sure really being Carryo trying to get a first goal of this game, being favorites of course, but now J-Wade seeing what he can do, of course, goes for an air dribble like we expect from him, but can't quite get it past the defenders though, as there was a defender in the way of that. Trying to force a 50 against his opposition. Oh, Esk, that's not the best hit, buddy, and that will be probably a goal. That will be a great recovery there by Esk. He'll be really happy to get that save in the end, but you know, in the first place, Esk really should have got a hit, but in the end, a really good recovery from him to get a save in the end. Yeah,
it really should have been in that awkward of a situation to begin with, but fantastic save nonetheless to keep that one out. As now Esk does find someone with a bit of time, just whacks it into the side. Now Carryo picking this up, can he find a pass to Choke? Nope, Choke has to get to it. Esberg having a track back, but he's got J-Wade's right up his behind. J-Wade's shooting chance, maybe he goes to the infield pass, blocked out. Carryo now extending downfield, a long shot will go in. Dempsey can't make the touch, and it will be the first goal to Carryo.
Yeah, and that looks like a mistake there from Dempsey. I think Dempsey definitely could have got a hit on that. I think he should have got a hit on that, but he completely missed the ball, and that will be a freely gifted goal there for Carryo. An easy long shot, and will be the first goal of this game number 4, I believe it is. But yeah, definitely it has been game number 5, sorry, but it's definitely been, you know, a little bit of a gifted goal there for Carryo. I think Dempsey could have saved that one, but now it's just all for Sig. They need to score rather sooner than later to be able to still win this game, of course. And you know, now the pressure is all on Sig. They need to score, and you know, they've been pretty much stuck in defense again all game. 6 shots for Carryo, no shot at all for Sig. And this is the time now, half time to go for something like this. Defc, we'll just prove it. We'll just say, okay, we're just going into offense then, and we'll get equalizer here with half time remaining.
Yeah, we talk about the caster's curse, but I think that's the caster's blessing right there, as Dempsey does tap it off the backwood there. Nice, lovely shot. Gets it into the back of the net, and so we talk about Sek, you know, up until this point, they've been unable to find chances, but Dempsey with some solo brilliance gets that one, and now they can have another chance. Dempsey, weak shot though, Esberg going to be clearing it away. S getting up as it's the backwood. J-Wade, he's in such a tough position, but a double commit comes out from Carryo. Now Carryo has to get to that one. Choke cuts across. Now Esberg, what can he do? He's going to go for another solo play, isn't he? But off the ceiling. S going to get it away. Choke now into the side. Carryo chipping it over one as J-Wade's to bait. J-Wade's marking him at the moment, but for how long is J-Wade's now on his own? The defense, his teammate is out, and now counter-attack opportunity. Esberg grabs the demo, and now Defsay sure on net, no defender home, and Defsay, perhaps a hero of this game now, extends the lead now to 1.
Yeah, you know, he's been really the player that made a mistake there to concede goal, and Carryo just scored because of a big mistake from Defsay. But in the end, Defsay stepped up really well after that mistake, headed his head really up, and you know, he was just able to get those 2 goals there, and so 2 good goals as well. You know, the first one was a little bit better, having a double tap. Now Jay was going for the third, actually being saved by Carryo. but definitely that second goal, you know, really good goal still as well. A little bit of a mistake, I think, from Cho popping the ball up, probably not something he wants to do at that position. But in the end, you know, Defsy will be really happy to get those 2 goals. Now it's all, you know, Sick trying to defend the lead they're having. It's so important now to defend that lead. There's 1 minute to go, and well, we know Carryo, they can put up a lot of offensive pressure, and they have 1 minute to do so.
Yeah, but equally, we do know that Sig has some great defensive capabilities. He demonstrated that in Game 2 of the series, having been on defense for practically the entire game, and he didn't concede once, so maybe this is the time to bring it out again as final 45 seconds. They hold on to this, they tie up the series as now Esberg bangs one downfield. Here goes a choke, he couldn't find a shot on net. Carryo now, can I get the finish shot? Shots wide. Now Death safe, out to the centre. No ball up, no choke, it's a shooting chance. J-Waits though, nice read to get it away. Esberg now misreading this one, and he will have to tap it back down to the ground as choke now lays it off for him. Here comes Esberg, going to try to take it underneath Dempsey, but now J-Wait's getting it out 50-50 across to Esberg. You can see now Carryo putting everything into the attack as Carryo puts it on net, but fantastic clearance from J-Waits. Now Dempsey bring it down the field, and this could be the goal to finish it. Esk secures it, and that'll be game 4 in the bag for Sick.
Yeah, you've mentioned it, Carryo just bringing everything in offense, and yeah, we've seen Carryo just going into offense a lot and leaving a lot of space, you know, open in the back. So definitely Carryo is a team to counter-attack on. You know, it is hard to get a counter-attack because it's just so solid to get an offensive pressure. But when you finally get into the offense, being a Sick player, being the Sick team, then you have a big chance of scoring it into the open net. And definitely at that last moment, it has been really Carryo putting everything in offense. This game, number 4, will be going to Sick, and they will be equalizing here in the series again, bringing this series on level terms. Something I would not expect after the game number 2, where Sig was just under the pressure pretty much all the time by Carryo. And in the end, they won that game, but this time they won it as well. This time in a, well, still, I wouldn't say dominant. Actually, Carryo had the most offenses in that game, but in the end, Sig, yeah, did really well. You know, the defensive abilities from them just showed out once again and showed why, of course, they are here in the finals, just because, you know, their counter attack style, you know, works really well also against a team like this, which is really good to see. So we're just going to see game number 5, the match 4 match point. It's going to be a huge one for both of these teams.
Yeah, of course. Game 5 is the best of 7s. It can be paramount to how a series turns out, and I think especially for Sig, they're coming in as underdogs, and they've been really on the back foot for much of these games. So if this is a game, if there's any game to win, it's this one. They want to get themselves into the lead, really. Otherwise, Carryo would just end up running away with it. And there's an early chance here as J-Waits chips it into the waterfall. There's now, it will be Esberg trying to get this one out, playing very patient. Now Dempsey diving in for this one. It's pinched out to the side. Now going high, here's Esk. He can't make the read though, and Dempsey having to back away for that one. Now here comes Choke, taking it high. He's going for that double tap. No one's defending the backboard, and Esberg, dangerous shot coming in, but it is rattled off the crossbar as now bump onto J-Waits, allows Choke to come back in. Whereas the follow-up, Esberg, there's another shooting opportunity, and now Dempsey getting in. Carryo with 50-50. He is demoed. Dempsey now gets to the side, and they're looking to start up a counter-attack here as Esberg at least slows it down a bit. Now J-Waits, shooting opportunity. Carryo from the backboard will get it away. Opening minute come and gone, Dennis. Both the teams seeming to trade blows here, but no one has scored just yet.
Yeah, both teams already had a chance to bring the first goal of the game already, but well, none of these teams could do so, and now we're still waiting for the first goal, but it will definitely fall, because I can see this game being really high pace, and there it is. Oh, I wanted to say there it is. Esberg there with a great save. It was a great input pass, a great shot, a great save. Now Cho going for the flick. Oh, pops it up high for his teammate, but I think it was Cho not being able, or I think it was Esberg not being able to find the target there. But there definitely was a big chance as well, and we see a lot of chances coming now in the first 2 minutes of this game already, but none of these teams being able to score the first goal of this game number 5.
Yeah, not just any chances, they're quality chances at that. The one from Sig, I mean, that infield pass was, you know, picture perfect, but Esberg has a clash save to get out. And that counter-attacking play for Carryo could have worked out so well, but the shooting touch, you know, to finish it was not there. So Yeah, it's still 0-0, but both these teams starting to get really into this series, bringing out some, great chances in this one. And now Defsy going to get it out, got the flip reset, contest it in the air. J-Wait now trying to dribble it, gets it out to the side. Esberg waiting there though. And now here comes S, trying to drop it into Defsy. He does pick it up, choke. Wants the backboard. Now trying to take it out for a dribble, but he is Demo. Now there's J-Wade. What can he do? Has no data to work with. Just gonna try get what he can on that relay. Is there Carryo putting it out? It will be Defsy to get it away. And now choke infield to nobody. It is picked up by Esk. And now what can the side of Sick do? Not much if Esk getting bumped like that. Now two players in the same position there, but we'll work out. Defsy now into the corner. Is this an opportunity? No. Choke is there, and now J-Wade's shot. Easy save for Carryo. And now Sick starting to mount some offensive pressure now, as Choke now finally going to break that up with that clearance down to Esberg.
Yeah, very even game so far. What we've seen Carryo having a lot of pressure actually in the beginning of this game, and now Sick, they began creating some chances as well, and some of them possibly could have gone in. But definitely, it has been both teams defending their net really, really well. And the upcoming 1.5 minutes is going to be crucial. It could be a one game or one goal decider here in this game number 5. But definitely, who's going to take that goal? I can't say, because it's just so even. And both of these teams really made their mark to get that first goal of this game. But I can say, the first goal of this game is going to be a huge one. And both of these teams have 1 minute or an entire overtime to work on that first goal of this game number 5.
Yeah, 60-second mark coming up now, and we are seeing Carryo with some extended pressure as Defsy over to S. No touch to be found though, and now this is possession for Carryo. What can he do with it? Doesn't seem to be much. He at least slows it down though. Choke comes in, misses it, and now Carryo desperately trying to get a touch on that. Esberg on his own to have to dodge a demo in that one. Now J-Wade's up for it. Carryo beaten it out again, but no wonder this was a better problem for him. There is now. Will be Esberg getting it, but slowly Sick are starting to get more of a boost advantage here as J-Wade's trying to get out of his own corner. Here comes Carryo, looking to drop it into Choke. Brilliant pass, it's dropped underneath Esberg. He just has to finish it. He will do so under the crossbar. Late go ahead goal for Carryo, and a great play from them to top it all off.
Yeah, all three players of Six outplayed with their pressure, and in the end, Esberg being the one to take the goal on his end. But really, there's been a team effort there from Carryo. It definitely is not a solo goal. All the players from Carryo just being able to outplay all the defenders from Sick. That's probably going to be second. Yeah, that's going to be the second. Carryo, we'll just get it in 20 seconds to go. And this game looks like it's all done and dusted. This game number 5 looks like it's going to Carryo.
Yeah, it looks like it will be going to Carryo. I mean, 2 goals to 20 seconds. It's been done before, but, with how even these two teams have been, don't think it's going to be the case this time. And we will be seeing Carryo onto match point for the series, which is going to be huge for them. But we can still... Oh, hold on a minute. S getting one goal. So one away from equalizer. 15 seconds on the clock, Dennis. So now we're thinking was an impossible task potentially. Looking a lot more realistic. So let's hold the horses for a second and see if Sick can get this one back.
Yeah, I mean, so many shots Sick has fired on that, and none of them just got in, so I already counted them out. But there's still a chance. Well, they gotta get in offense, really, because now they're still in defense. J-Wade's now with the ball on his scar. We know he can do much, but Carryo, they're backing up as the last man defender. That's probably going to be dropped. Yeah, it will be Carryo going into match point in game number 6. Now, really, the question is, Sick, can they bring it up to send this grand final to game number 7? I mean, they already did a really good job to, get so far, actually. And actually, being able to get some good games against Carryo. I counted them out after game number 2, being pressured so much, but they show that they have some good team plays and some good capabilities to maybe take this grand final after all. But we still got to see, because it will be the opposition, Carryo, being in match point going to game 6. And we know Carryo, they are a really good team. Having some momentum as well on this side will definitely help them as well. As Sick have a really, really hard task to do now, winning this game and the next game to still, make a chance for winning the grand final. And of course, the 100 euros sponsored by, our sponsor, Challenger Mode.
Yeah, so 100 euros on the line, and of course, we got to thank Challenger Mode, our wonderful sponsors, for giving us this prize for these points to battle for. And in this case, it is Carryo being 1 game win away from that. But oh my, J-Waits going for that double tap, but fantastic block for the defender to respond to that. But I was going to say, you know, Sick, they're still well within this game. Certainly, they can get this win back, but not this is going to be happening. But S, what a fantastic recovery to get up to that one. I was thinking that was going to be the opening goal. But S does some heroics to get it away, and we still remain on 0-0, at least for now, Dennis.
Yeah, and I mean, I saw the offense there from Carryo. I can't remember who it is, but he had a clear chance. He knew that he had a clear chance, and as was really out of position, but the recovery of him was beautifully executed. And in the end, getting the save as well, keeping the first minute so far of this game number 6 scoreless. And that goal for Carryo could have been huge, of course. Having some momentum on your side, but also getting the first goal of this game is something, you know, something really hard to defend and to counter-attack from Sick. But I mean, it's all goalless now. Sick still have all the chance on the road to take this game 6 on the end. But they will be really happy if they would score that first goal. But as really good recovery from him, keeping this game scoreless as of yet.
Yeah, so that was a massive moment that could have really turned the tide for this game early on. But we still remain scoreless in what has been a very competitive series for the most part. As now we are seeing J-Waits diving onto this. Carryo gets a pass too, and now it's Esk, the last man. Can he hold his nerve? No, not this time. Carryo, all by himself, gets the opening goal for this game.
Carryo with a touch got it past FC. Really well done. And in getting the dunk as well, Esk, this time Esk, unfortunately for him, can't get another save on his end, and the end Sick. In the end, still looking at a 1-goal lead there for Carryo, and definitely that's something Sick want to prevent after their recovery from S, after getting that save. They want to get the first goal of this game, but now they need to score the equalizer. They are the team under pressure, and they are the team that needs to perform now.
Yeah, indeed. It's almost 2 minutes in, and it's J-Waits again to try and get an opportunity. Dempsey, backboard touch. Where's the ball from S? He will get it under the defender. The response comes through from the side of Sick, and you gotta say, Dempsey, excellent touch. Esberg put, you know, between a rock and a hard place in that one. Esk, flash finish from him, and so Sick, you know, they're not out of this yet, not by a long shot, as they get one back.
Yeah, and that was a perfect placement there from Esk. Already the player of this game. You know, I mean, I counted him out in one game, but this game he's really been stepping up already in the first 2 minutes of this game number 6. And you know, now is really the time to step up for your team. When the other team, the opposition, are in match points, you need to step up. They need to score those goals. You need to be there for your team. And that's definitely something S has done really, really well so far. But still half time, it's all equalized. We have to see more from the teammates as well. Dempsey trying to get the second for Sick. Doesn't happen this time though. You now see Carryo trying to get another offense and trying to get the second goal on their end. Yeah,
indeed, it's a Dempsey's going to pick this one up, but Espark going to be battering him from behind there. It takes the ball away from him. Now Esk towards the backboard. Here's J-Waits, so I think he's going to try to get a pass out into his teammate. And now Choke flicking it past one and a second. Can he make this into a pass? No, Dempsey takes him out as now Carryo taps it back into Esberg. Esto, a good challenge. Can J-Waits get to it? No, Choke is there early, and now here comes Dempsey. Bang downfield from Carryo into the opposing corner. It'll be choked out, tapping it high. Here's Esberg, taps it into the ceiling. J-Waits, the code's come out again, but you can see Carryo now starting to build their way as the opposed half again. Now Esberg, he's got a bit of time to work with. What can he do? Tries to go for solo play. There's a demo in the back lines there. Carryo, can they get J-Waits this time? No, but it's a double commit, and it will cost Sick as Choke cleans up on his play and puts his team back ahead.
I mean, 2 plays there from Sick going for that save, but J-Waits, I think in the end, or it was Dempsey just bumping his teammate all the way out of the way while he wanted to hit the ball, not his own teammate, and that will just cause him all open at their Carryo, taking the second goal of this game, which could be a huge one, could be, you know, the last goal of this entire series. If no one scores in the upcoming minute, we see the grand final winner in Carryo, because they of course are in match point, but Dempsey trying to prevent that, trying to get this series to game number 7, but they need to bring everything. We have seen them being in defense a lot Sick, but now is the time to get an offense. Now is the time to show what you can do against a team like this.
Yeah, let's see what you got, Sick, if you can bring this game back into your favor. As now We're going to see the final minute warning coming up here. Esberg tapping it high. And now put into the boxes. There it was Esberg. Dempsey. Oh, and a huge chance for J-Waits. He may have the finish. Sure, he gets it past Choke. Mid-transition, and there is the equalizer for Sick. Again, 45 seconds to go. And this game being blown right back wide open.
Yeah, what a good shot that was. Just above the defender, past the second man as well. Just placing it around them and, you know, making it so hard for last man to defend. And now it's a wonderful situation, actually. Wilby has not scoring that one. It could have been huge, sending this game to a game, sending this series to a game number 7. But it was still better on here. 2 each in this game number 6. A match point still for Carryo. We saw good coming there from Sig. They're back on track, back in the race to get that grand final spot, get the grand final win, actually. Winning, of course, the 100 euros of this Infinitude series number 3. But it's going to be huge. The next goal probably will win this game. Now, there's a clear shot from him, but not the greatest shot. Carryo will save that this time. And this series, or this game number 6, looks like it's approaching an overtime.
Yeah, it is, but late opportunity for Esberg there. Carryo keeps it up. I think James wants to let it die. Yeah, the smart decision to make. Get it back to level playing field. Reset. Kickoff here for the overtime. And it is Sick that have to find this next goal to keep themselves in it. To force a game 7. Here's Dempsey. Oh, that one goes big and it will be put out and away. Choke, he's been really a monster this whole series. Can he do anything with this? There's 3 players on the ball for Sick. But the players of Carryo back off from it. Now here comes Carryo to try and put themselves back in it. Here's Choke, no double top to be found. Where's Esberg? He decides to back up on it. Now it's J-Waits. Opportunity. It goes high and wide, and now will be taken out. Carryo gets it away. Pinch into the side. Here's J-Waits. What can he do? Up against Choke. Goes for the reset. Now Esberg is actually going for this. Dempsey wins that out, but Carryo gets it out to the side. Now J-Waits, big and messed up. Esk has to hold us up here. Relies on Dempsey to get to it. The player in a better position in that situation. But now Sick in a tough spot. Choke taps it into Esberg. The shot is just barely wide again. As the final, well, the first bit, should I say, sorry, has come and gone. Both these finding their chances, but currently I'm wanting to favour Carryo at this moment.
Yeah, Carryo had the biggest chance in this overtime so far. Oh, that's a pinch coming out of Dempsey. But definitely had a chance, and we've just seen, I think it was Esberg just putting the ball on the post, just not being able to score that one. And well, that's why we're still battling on, and that's why Sig are still in the race to win this grand final and take this series to game number 7. But they gotta get in offense, because definitely Carryo, the favorites in this overtime so far, having the most chances as well. Really, they're just threatening to look at right now. But really, we know Sig, we know that they can just score out of nowhere, just from one single mistake from Carryo. So this overtime is not done as of yet.
Yeah, absolutely not. It's Dempsey puts it into the Raptors set, and it's just going to drop into the net. And you got to say, Sick, the game goes out of nowhere. That definitely was the case there. And with that win, Dennis, we're going into a game 7 to decide who wins this tournament.
Well, there goes my prediction. I predicted Carryo to win in game number 6.
Oh, yeah.
But game number 7 it is. Sig bringing this series all the way to the end. And a very good game that was. Game number 6. A really close one. And Sig being able to bring back this game really, really well. Of course, being down with 1 goal for a very long time, actually. And being able to bring it back in the last few seconds of game number 6 in regular time. And in the end, also winning OT against your own odds, I have to say. But you know, they've done really, really well. You know, beating Carryo like this. You know, it came out of nowhere. Just like I mentioned, they just score out of nowhere. And this time it was really a mistake from the Carryo defenders, but really just a really weird shot to look at. Just from the ceiling, it bounces down and Sig winning that game number 6, taking the series to game number 7. But, you know, Carryo, in the end, you know, they're still, you know, a little bit a better team. So, Faded, would you say that Carryo will still be able to win this series after all? Will be Sig bringing here the underdog story and winning this Infinitude Series 3?
Oh, it's really tough to say because Carryo actually looked like the better team for most of that game, but especially conceding a goal like that, and there's many ways to describe, you know, a goal like that. I certainly wouldn't be happy if that went into my net. But, I mean, I would have to say that maybe have a bit of an advantage psychologically going into this. But to get that overtime win after a very hard-fought battle, so maybe I'd be favoring them, but my word, if whiffs like that are being made, that's not going to be the case. Esberg opens up the scoring for us here.
Yeah, I wanted to bring them, some hope as well, Sick, but, J-Waits needed to get the ball, definitely knowing his ability, and Esberg will just, be really happy with the present he just received there from J-Waits, and we'll get the first goal of this game number 7, kicking off this game number 7 really strong after that kickoff goal, really. Carryo already in the lead, trying to go for the second one. Sabana falls into the middle, but no one really dare to follow up this time.
Yeah, there is not anyone to follow up that one, as though J-Wait's going to get up for that one. He's been going for quite a lot of those solo plays. Dempsey gets it under one. Oh, and the 50-50 as well. Esberg, though, will have that one covered. Now, here comes Dempsey. Gets another 50-50. Not going to get past Choke this time, though. And now, Choke has Esberg to work with. Will he get the flick? Oh, he can't find any power on it, though. As our Carryo, it's a side. J-Waits gets the demo, and that could open things up. It's into the middle. Choke there, though, to get it away. And out tapping it forward, gets that one as well. It's floating towards the net. Esk will be able to get away. Now here's J-Waits, bangs it downfield. Carryo going to take control of this one. Dempsey, it's the sidewall. Choke against Esk up for this. Is dropped down into Dempsey. What can he do? 50-50 with Esberg, and he holds his ground in the midfield, but sadly for him, no boost to continue on with that play. Now Choke really battling in this midfield right now for control as our J-Waits up with Esberg. Not the best touch though, and now they're trying to land on it, especially with Dempsey being demoed on that one. And now Choke getting it away, but this is like a battle of attrition on the on the midfield line. As Carryo, the flip reset. Oh, that touch going the wrong direction. Wants to put it in front of the net there. But now it'll be Sick. Whilst they have been able to push up into that midfield, they've been unable to really get a look at the net in much as overtime. But here comes the infield pass. What a banger from Esk! And my word, they made me eat my words as they equalize in impressive fashion here.
130 kph. Oh my words. Esk. Are you kidding me there? An in-foot pass and then being able to get a shot so fast. I mean, I talked about the Carryo's defense. You need to bring something else to beat them. And in the end, Dempsey getting the second one as well for Sick. And this game 7 completely turned around in pretty much 5 seconds.
I don't believe that. That is the definition of against the run of play right there, Dennis. Like, you get that one goal after slowing for so many chances. Absolute beauty of a passing play. And then a goal scored off the kickoff there. And, I would have one word to describe it there, but unfortunately it's not stream friendly. But here comes Choke out. Two bad one in the bump on a defender. And I gotta say for Carryo, they held their nerve after scoring 2 goals back to back like that. They get themselves back, to equalize it. So everything's all stabilized from now.
Yeah, we saw Carryo going for a few of those bombs actually, just on the goal line. Those can be so effective. In 3s as well, definitely in 2s it's really effective to get a bump like that, but in 3s it can be really effective as well, getting a bump on the goal line. Now James going for the flip reset, trying to get a ground pinch, but couldn't get it past the last defender. But definitely we can see some offense coming out of both teams now. We just saw that in-foot pass, we just saw the bump from Carryo, and we now see the chance here for Carryo, but can't quite be converted there by Choke. We're still better on half time to go in this game 7. Now already 4 goals on the mark.
Yeah, 4 goals based for this game and halfway in. As J-Waits have the chance up against Esberg, and it goes wide. Choke again as well, and Dempsey just have to get a goal once, and there you have it. Thick. There's a little bit of pressure. There's a demo opening that up and a double commit. And Choke is not in the position he wants to be there. And it is now Sick back in the lead. 3-2. 2 minutes 19 on the clock, Dennis. And this one is a very gritty battle between these two teams. And now with Sick in the lead, they maybe want to try and get things under control here and just hold on to this lead here. As now they're going back on offense as though they just want more of it, don't they? As Carryo will have to get it out now. But oh boy, this is a really, really hard fought game 7 already for both of these teams.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, in this whole series, Sick have struggled so much, fighting so much against this Carryo side. Carryo, of course, seed number 1 favorites of this World Tournament, to be honest, and of course also of this Grand Finals. But here are Sick, the underdog story, the team that hasn't really played together too much, new formed team, and just seeing if things are working. Well, you're winning here, game number 7, 1.5 minutes to go against a really solid team. And well, all they gotta do is, hold on. Definitely when they get fourth here, but no, Esk will not being able to convert it. Well, definitely it has been a really, really deserved fight here for Sick, and I think I respect them for being up now by 1 goal in this game number 7. They deserve to be winning this game, to be honest, fighting so hard. Oh, that's gonna be really awkward for Esberg in the end. It was not fast enough to get into the goal, but really, it's still Sick firing off those shots. Really, they're not just sitting in defense now, like we pretty much have seen a lot of games against Carryo, but this time they're actually just trying to create the offensive pressure, keeping the offensive pressure, and really the tables have turned in this game number 7.
Yeah, what I'm noticing out of Carryo is something I've never seen out of them in this series, but that's panic. Like, they are double committing a lot more, spilling some of their touches, and really, they got to get this one sorted out. They want to get back into it. Esberg, he had a chance there. James has to get it out. Half a minute to go for the side of Sick to hold on as that one's popped high. Esberg booms it infield. Here comes Choke. Opportunity on the backboard. J-Waits gets it out again. And now he gets a follow-up touch. It's an open net for now, but Choke will surely get up to this. Yes, he will. Dempsey, can he finish it here? It's off the bar and out. And it's still a chance here for the side of Carryo to get back into it. They have the final attack of this game as Esberg tries to drop it in, but brilliant again from S. Holds his cool there. This just needs to touch the ground, and it will. The upset has happened, Dennis. Ladies and gentlemen, Sick. The roster of J-Ways, Esk and Dempsey are your Infinitude Series number 3 champions.
Yeah, and what a game 7 that was. A great comeback from Sick. Some great goals as well. That ain't best to Esk, and Esk firing off that shot. MVP time as well for Esk, and I think everyone of Sick will be really happy with that win. Also, their coach, I know he's watching in the chat, Coxian, and they will be really, really happy with this win. Being the underdogs going into this series, maybe not expecting to win this tournament, being a new team as well. They've done really, really well. I mean, you could, see them struggling a lot against, against Carryo in the first few games. But in the end, brought it home really, really well. Game 7 was just there. It was the one-sided game. It was the one-sided series. Definitely not. Well, in some games, it's really been Carryo, being the upper side. But no games really where I saw, Sick being the upper side, being the dominant side, but still being able to snatch the win. Some 1-goal games snatched the deal for them, and they've just done really, really well. And they will, of course, win the 100 euros provided by our sponsors on Challenger Mode.
Yes, I must say it was a fantastic effort nonetheless for Carryo. They've been at the top of their game throughout all of this, and in the end it came down to game 7, and that game in particular decided by a single goal. And I must say, Sick, they played brilliantly. Congratulations to those guys for bringing home the 100 euro prize pool, of course, provided by Challenger Mode. Thank you to those guys for providing the prize pool for this tournament, and also being the platform for them. It's great working with them as always. But that will wrap up this tournament, Dennis. Although we only got to see 2 matches on the stream today, I must say was great watching the matches we had, and a great tournament overall. So yeah, happy with how things turned out for us today.
Yeah, definitely. A game 7 here, of course, in the grand final is something, you would only wish for when you're playing a tournament like this, when you're casting a tournament for this as well. And, it's been a pleasure, definitely. And it just shows that Infinitude series, it just brings something. It brings, the best here against each other. 2 great teams playing against each other, maybe some pickup teams as well, just trying to see if things are working. And well, it definitely worked out for them. 3 new players, maybe never really played with each other before, and they've done really, really well, winning that series, winning the 100 euros prize pool, probably the first tournament they have played so far with each other. So they will be really happy with that. So, maybe it is a future roster. Maybe we can see them going very far. This roster, Dempsey, J-Waits, and Esk. But yeah, without further ado, I think that's pretty much everything covered for today. I want to thank everyone watching, of course, the stream today, the 2 matches, the semi-final, where you also saw beating Mastuflok actually, and now in the grand final, the favorites of this tournament, seed number 1 beaten with 4-3, Game 7 grand final. It has been a pleasure. It has been a pleasure casting with you, Faded. I want to thank everyone for watching again, and of course, want to thank everyone at Challenger Mode for sponsoring this tournament. And I want to see you all maybe next time, maybe with a league game, but maybe also with Infinitude Series 4. Stay tuned.
Yep, stay tuned, everyone. Thank you all once again. Infinitude Series next one will be in June. But yeah, that's all we had to say, really. Dennis wrapped it up very nicely. So thank you all again, and enjoy the rest of the evening, and we'll see you all again next time. Have a good night.